Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another live stream. As you enter the chat, make sure you go ahead and hit the thumbs up button on the way in. It allows YouTube to send those notifications out. We got a quite important discussion on this beautiful afternoon. It's time for men to be men again. Yes. This video is going to be multi-layered and multifaceted. All right. There's a lot of talking points. We're going to talk about history. You know, I love to go back and research my history. It's very important. When you know the past, you can somewhat dictate and determine the future. And right now, I find it more than necessary to uplift a lot of you men out there. And the reason why a lot of the times my videos are directed towards the brothers is because the Bible says the flock of my sheep are men. My shepherds are men. It'll always be that way. The Most High chose men to bring forth his word. The Most High chose men to be the warriors and the soldiers. So it's always going to be men that's supposed to be the head, all right? Unfortunately, in this society that we live in, the biblical patriarchy have been kind of knocked off balance. But it's time for us men to rise up and be the men that we once were, the soldiers we once were. It's time for us to exemplify class. We got to embody the regal spirit that we have. We got to reach our full potential. It's time for us to gain a certain level of spiritual maturity, as well as physical maturity and mental maturity. All these things are absolutely needed, all right? We got to exemplify masculinity on every scale. We got to know what it is to be a man. And in order to do so, you got to study the great men of the past, the warriors. And I like to dig way back. I like to go back into the days of old, what the world calls medieval times, right? I like to go back and really do my research on great generals, on great commanders, brothers of courage, valor. I like to really dig deep into that stuff. You know, I'm a real big history buff. And lately I've been studying the barbarians, right? At least that's what the world calls them to this day. They call them barbarians, but I've been studying the rise of the barbarians over the Roman Empire lately. That's been something I've really been digging deep into. And I researched one person in particular named Hannibal of Carthage. Yes, if you don't know who Hannibal of Carthage is, you need to go ahead and look this brother up. He was an Israelite brother. He was an Israelite who led an army. I'm talking about this brother led an army of 50,000 warriors to go seek vengeance and bloodshed on the Roman Empire. Now, ever since Hannibal's birth, he had to vow to get recompense for what the Romans did to his people, his family, his nation, his lineage, his tribe. Hannibal's father trained him since a young boy. He trained him to be able to fight. He taught him all the laws and morals and guidelines of war and warfare. He showed him how to get real nice with the sword, right? He made him vow in blood to bring vengeance and fire to the Roman Empire. And Hannibal, he started to recruit nearly at age 30. He started to recruit basically warriors and soldiers from all the surrounding areas of Carthage. And he was recruiting these soldiers. He had peace treaties with them. He convinced all these various tribes to wage war against the Roman Empire. And that's unheard of because the Roman Empire is like the Trojan horse. You know, everywhere the Roman Empire go, they terrorizing, victimizing. The Roman Empire, they just got down and dirty. They had to rape, pillage, and destroy. They were just savages. And it's ironic because they try to call us the savages, but they were savages. So it was unheard of for everybody to come together like that because, you know, a lot of the times the tribes were fighting within each other. They were fighting within each other. But Hannibal convinced them to come together. He led 50,000 warriors through the Alps mountains. He led them through the Alps. Now, if anybody know about the Alps mountains, you're talking about some of the roughest terrain known to man. You're talking about jagged rocks, jagged mountains, something that's hard to walk on with some slippers. These men had slippers on. They had to walk through with those thin shoes, right? Through the Alps mountains. And check this out. He did it at the dead of winter time. Blistering cold. We talking about men right now, right? Real men. Through the blistering cold, led these warriors to the Alps mountains. When they got there, a lot of the soldiers, tens and thousands of the soldiers, couldn't even survive it. People were getting bitten. People were starving to death. People were dying. Freezing to death. Could you imagine what they had to go against? Mountain lions. Just picture all of this, what I'm telling y'all. The legend goes that out of the 50,000 soldiers that went into the Alps, only 30,000 came out. That's about a roundabout number. They say that 30,000 of the warriors came out on the other end. And they were there at Rome. They had to go against 80,000 Roman soldiers. 80,000, y'all. You're talking about between 20 to 30,000 tribes going against 80,000 Romans who were sitting there ready, waiting. Right? After these men that went through this long trip, after these men then lost all these soldiers, Hannibal still had the courage, the fortitude, and the tenacity to rile up the brothers on that battlefield. And they fought and they absolutely slaughtered the Romans. They slaughtered the Romans, ladies and gentlemen. Totally destroyed them. Utterly annihilated them. Annihilated them. Yes. They killed over 70,000 Roman soldiers and warriors. They say that like 10,000 had to flee. They had to get the hell up out of there because of the war tactics that Hannibal was using. Till this day, the Roman Empire does exist, ladies and gentlemen. Till this day, they still utilize some of the tactics that Hannibal did against them. He was ahead of his time. He was a man on a mission. Now, I say all that to say this, right? I've been thinking about what they call the medieval times. What they have called and still call barbarians. I think back about these men, and then I think about today's men, right? Yeah. I think about today's men. There's a lot of men who are not ready for what's to come to this earth. And then there's a great deal of men who are ready, right? But I think about how men are now, and I think about how those warriors who died on that battlefield, I think about how they were back then, how everything was about legacy. Everything was about your dynasty. Everything was about being proud. You would die for your land. Your blood was shed on your land. And you would die in honor because you died a free man. I think about the courage they had back then. I think about all the ethics and principles when it comes to warfare. How we held warfare to high regards. Remember, the Bible says, the Most High says, I'm a man of war. And I think about how we were warriors. And then I think about now, and I think about how hip hop music have kind of diluted and suppressed and perverted how we treat warfare. Now you got everybody internet beefing. Now everybody's internet beefing. Could you imagine how the warriors of old would look at the modern day man right now? Could you imagine how bitch made we must look? Going back and forth with men and women? Could you imagine that? When men actually had purpose for their lives? This satanic culture hates men with purpose. They hate men with driving motivational forces. Nowadays, men ain't men no more. Nowadays, as men, we want to negotiate with our women. We want to negotiate with our women. You're the man you're supposed to lead. A real woman wants a man who's going to take control. Point blank, period. And then I look at this system. And I look at how the system has really denigrated masculinity. How if you're a man and you're explaining something, that's called mansplaining. Like how if you correct a woman, you're deemed misogynist or sexist. I think about even on the religious side, how the Christian church has neutered and maimed a lot of men and got men out of the mentality of procreation. Got men thinking it's a sin to want women. I look at the shaming tactics that the system have put on men, and I say, wow, they really did break men down systematically and incrementally. They really did. They chipped away. They really chipped away at the warriors. When you look at it, once upon a time, and according to the book of Maccabees, because I've been studying the book of Maccabees as well, we was in the Roman Colosseums. We was fighting lions, tigers, bears, giants. We was not only fighting them, we were winning. We were shedding their blood. We were destroying any oppressor that came against us. And at the very least, we'll go out swinging. At the very least, we'll die on our sword. Nowadays, you got men going back and forth on social media. Somebody said our mothers also chipped away at the warrior spirit. That's true in some instances. But then there's women of valor as well. There's women of valor as well that understand, and they're not trying to dictate and chip away at the masculinity of men. They're not trying to harness their energy and create a certain type of man. They're allowing them to rise to the occasion. You got women out there like that. I seen an interesting clip, a video not too long ago, damn video disgusted me, right? It was a video of a man running from a dog with his little daughter with him. He had his young daughter with him. He has some type of phobia of a dog. And I think the dog was a German Shepherd. But anyway, the dog gets loose. The man jumps on a damn truck and leaves his little girl to run from the German Shepherd. I damn near threw up. And I said to myself, damn, have we really fallen that far where we're not willing to protect our families? Has it gotten that bad? And then later on, it was released that the man had some type of phobia of dogs, right? He was afraid of dogs. And I'm gonna say this, everybody has their fears. Everybody is afraid of something. Fear is a basic human emotion that you're supposed to have. But fear must be facilitated properly. There's no reason why a grown-ass man would leave his child like that, unattended and unprotected, unless he's just not a man inside. Because fear can actually help you to survive. But there's something else that kicks in when your family's involved. There's something that takes over. Your manhood takes over. We all got phobias. We all got things we're afraid of. How do you think animals survive in the jungle? Smaller animals of the prey survive. Fear keeps them on their tips and toes. Fear can keep you out of danger. Those warriors that was on that battlefield, you don't think they was afraid of dying? They was very much afraid. But it's something when that fear turns into courage. It's something when you can facilitate and transmute that fear. It's something about fear that calls more awareness. As men, we got to tap into that because we're going to be in some scary times. And that fear got to be used properly. Straight up. Absolutely. Somebody said fear can create peak performance. Absolutely. Keep you sharp and vigilant out here. Somebody said, I fear not getting right in time. Get right. And that's what we're talking about in this video. As men, we got to just start doing. We got to stop the damn procrastination. We know what got to be done. We just got to do it. If you're a man of your household and you leading, it's time to put provisions in place. And I said this time and time again, it's time to get ready. It's time to get your non-perishable items. It's time to get you a weapon. It's time to get prepared. Not because New Breed knows exactly what's going to happen. The Bible tells us no man knows the beginning all the way to the end. No man does. But I can tell you, as somebody who is spiritually aware, somebody who is analytical, somebody who is looking at what's going on in the world, and I'm reading the vibrations in the air, I'm looking at people, I'm looking at the rise of uncertainty in people, I'm looking at people become more frustrated than ever. It's almost like people are becoming ticking time bombs. I'm looking at the whole media lying to everybody. Nobody knows what to believe. I'm watching people change from the inside out, and I'm watching this change happen rapidly. It's a recipe for destruction. As the saying goes, pressure either gonna bust pipes or make diamonds. And if you're in this live stream, mash that thumbs up. Support your own interests. Somebody said, I keep relapsing. Relapsing when it comes to what? There's a lot of things you can relapse on in this earth. That's why it's important to minimize idle time. It's important to minimize idle time because idle time is the devil's playground. The minute where you start laying dormant, if you struggling with semen retention, if you struggling with the no-fap lifestyle change, if you struggling with alcoholism, if you struggling with marijuana addiction, if you struggling with any of these things, idle time is your worst enemy. As men, there's always something we can be doing to better ourselves. We can be reading, we could be educating ourselves, we could be exercising, we can be putting provisions in place, we could be making moves, we could be doing things that's gonna set us up for tomorrow, man. The future is for those who prepare for it. And there's no such thing as idle time when you're a man of the Most High. The Most High, listen, the Most High God is about to rise his warriors up, his true men of courage and valor. He's going to rise us up. We got to be willing to accept the change that he's trying to implement on our souls and our spirits. We got to be willing to do what's necessary. Now, you got a lot of people who talk all of this big bad boy stuff online. And listen, we're going to separate the men from the boys right now, right? For those who are just joining the live chat, I just gave a brief history lesson on Hannibal of Carthage and how he delivered his warriors to victory and some of the rough situations they were placed in, some of the tough terrain that they had to travel across, and how they came out victorious. They were real men. If you look at some of these same men that got all this tough talk these days, all these men who are outside pants sagging, hollering and screaming like a little biatch, because that's not masculine. That's not masculine at all. If you looked at a great warrior, a great war general of old, and see some of these men act like they act, some of these men who can't hold their tongue, who can't bridle their tongue, some of these men who just talk reckless. If you look at some of these men right now who are doing this, back then they couldn't make it. They couldn't walk a mile in our ancestors' shoes. They couldn't walk a mile in their shoes. I'm telling you right now, could not walk a mile. I'm not even saying I can walk a mile in their shoes. But damn it, I'm gonna get to that point. As a man, that's how we should be thinking. Every single day that goes by, we should be preparing to get to the point of masculinity personified, of class personified, royalty personified. All of these things are something as men we got to focus on every day. We got to be constantly growing and building. That's what it got to be about. We got to try to reach our fullest potential. We got to start teaching our women their natural purpose, letting them know what their role is as caretakers, as mothers, as a helpmeet. We got to stop exploiting our women. We got to stop engaging in the hypersexualization of society when it comes to our people, our women. We got to start to think of family, land, and culture once again, like the warriors of old did. The warriors of old were willing to die, man. They were willing to bleed out for what they believed in. Yeah, they was afraid, but they fought. They had honor. They had pride. Some of the warriors that was in the Roman Colosseum fighting lions, tigers, and bears for entertainment, just like they got your athletes playing sports right now to entertain you. In the Roman Colosseum, they made us fight to the death. They kept us in cells that were no bigger than a damn cardboard box. And some of us survived decades. Decades. A lot of us didn't live to 30 years old. But when we died, we was ready. We was ready to go. We was warriors. Spartacus. I know the Gentiles told you that Spartacus was one of them. No, 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 no. Spartacus was one of us. He just got that name because of the territory he was kidnapped from. It was not unheard of for us to have Greek names. Understand that. Do your history. Spartacus, he fought and he escaped. He also escaped and led another militia to go fight the Roman Empire. Escaped, recruited an army, came back and fought. And here's the thing, Spartacus could have got away. Spartacus could have fled and got completely away. Once he got to his destination, he decided, nah, you know what? For what they did to my people, we gonna fight the Roman Empire. Bravery, courage. And you know these men knew they was gonna die. Do you know how liberating that is? When you can determine your own fate at the right time and you know that you about to die for a greater cause. You know how liberating that is? Right now, the meek are about to be riled up. There's going to be a lot going on in the world. Here it is. You got the Fred Hampton movie about to come out. You got various movies that have already coming out this year that just passed. I just seen, I can't even think of the movie, the title right now. Cutthroat City. That's the name of it. Cutthroat City. I just seen Cutthroat City. And it was talking about what happened in Katrina in New Orleans. And for those who don't know, the levees in Katrina, they blew. I could distinctly remember during that time, I was in Job Corps, and a lot of people from New Orleans told me their war stories about Katrina. A lot of people had to be moved over to Baltimore from New Orleans. And we went to Job Corps together, and I would sit there and I would listen to the stories. So I've always held what happened to Katrina in very, very high regards. I mean, everybody who talks about the story, they talk about hearing those levees blow. Everybody talks about hearing those levees blow. They heard a big explosion right before the rain came. Everybody says it. And in this movie, Cutthroat City, they actually omitted it in the movie as entertainment. Claimed that they actually wanted to do that in 1927. That's what they said in the movie. So I say that to say this. You have enemies. It's always a war. Whether you can see it or not, there's always people planning, plotting, and strategizing. Warfare. Always. As long as the world is in the hand, as long as the wicked are ruling this earth, there's going to be strategy and warfare being conducted on the people. I'm telling you right now. If you in this live stream, y'all go ahead and bump that thumbs up, y'all. Y'all know they don't want these type of discussions out. Y'all know they don't want them out because they don't want men to be men no more. They want men to be cowardly. They want men to be women. Not saying all women are cowardly. You got women out there who are putting more work than some of these cowardly men out here. But they want to definitely take your masculinity from you, brothers. Like, it's time to gain it back. Somebody said, now I need a sword. Facts. Facts. Somebody said that's not a woman's job. Facts. That's a fact. It ain't a woman's job to lead. It's a man's job to be willing to be that soldier. Now, could you brothers, all you men of valor and future men of valor, all you future generals out there, could you imagine being in some type of campaign with any of these dudes that you see out here in these streets right now? Could you imagine being somewhere where food is at a minimal, where you got families with you and you got people after y'all and y'all gotta prepare for warfare, guerrilla warfare? Could you imagine being with some of these guys that you see out here right now and having to trust and rely on a lot of these men out here? These men out here these days, if they got an issue with you, they can't even say it to your face. They gossip. We're talking about men these days who can't even protect their family. Men these days who don't even have the audacity and the gumption and gall to prepare for their families. We talking about these men these days that rather totally annihilate their own community. Could you imagine having to trust some of these dudes out here? This is why I tell you, look, you gotta watch your circle. Being a man these days, a traditional biblical man these days, it ain't too many brothers you can spend your time around. I'm just gonna be honest. A lot of these dudes out here are they suckers. They not about anything. They backbiters. They eyeballing your wife. They jealous as hell. They don't want to see you doing nothing right. They hate you for whatever you do. They covetous. They watching you brothers all the damn time. Grown men worried about the next man's work and what the next man is doing to build himself up and build his family up. Back then, men represented something. They was about culture. They was about a legacy, dynasty. Nowadays, these dudes is internet beefing. Internet beefing. And let me say this to all you up and coming YouTubers. Beef is bad for business. Beef is bad for business. Yes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, YouTube is a place of business, in case you don't know, all right? YouTube is a place of business. That's why you don't see all these other races and demographics of people getting on YouTube and having variances with each other. You don't see all these other YouTubers having beef with each other because they understand that this is a place for business. Yes, all you up and coming YouTubers, if you're making good content, you can actually make a way for yourself on YouTube. Just like cable networks are started. If you're a brother who is, you can draw, you can paint, you do video games, you do commentary videos, you teach history. Listen, YouTube is a business. It's time as men that you separate your personal feelings from business. Straight up. You don't see, look, any successful person wasting their time with beefing, going back and forth with people. Not to mention how feminine it is. It's feminine. A man says what he says, and he done with it. You say what you say. You be about what you say. Your word is your bond. Like Scarface used to say, your nutsack and your words. It's all I got. It's all you got in this earth. The hell you gonna go back and forth and allow somebody else to knock you off your post because you worried about the opinions of others? Everybody got opinions. As men out here, you can't be people pleasers. People gonna hate you for whatever. You're gonna have people who just dislike you. That's life. I hate that I have to tell men that. I hate that I have to tell men that, listen, people are just not going to like you. You can't try to make everybody love you. People going to hate you for whatever. People are going to falsely accuse you, especially if you're doing the right thing. People are going to gossip about you. When people perceive you a certain way, you can't change their perception. They done already made up in their mind what they going to think about you. You can't change that perception. Why waste your time trying? You just be the best you that you can be. Glitches in the Matrix says, I'm going to put a rock in a sock, soak it in gasoline, and set it on fire. That's one of my self-defense weapons. I like how you thinking there, Glitch in the Matrix. I like how you thinking. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Amen. Keep uplifting the people. It's time for us as men, especially black men, to get back into being men. Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. True 619. Absolutely. If everything went down right now, how many of us as men are prepared to have real survival tactics? Yo, it's a reason why I spend a lot of time in the woods. It's a reason for that. The woods give you a good sense of calm, peace, helps you think. And you got to understand that throughout history, through our bloodline, we spent a lot of time executing what they call guerrilla warfare right now. Now, guerrilla warfare is very difficult to deal with. The Romans, I'm going to tell you right now, they had a real problem. Even if they had 70,000 warriors, soldiers marching through the woods, and it was 10,000 of us, they had problems, bruh. They had big problems because guerrilla warfare is hard to deal with, especially when you know the terrain. If you don't know the terrain, it's hard to deal with it. They stick and move. You gotta understand, you can't hit what you can't see. You can't hit what you can't see. The Roman Empire was based on formations. Until this day, it's all about formation and technique. But when you get hit with the unexpected, it's a whole nother ball game. You can say what you want. That's just like if somebody come up behind you right now and punch you in your damn mouth and you don't see it coming. Those be the punches that'll knock you out. The ones you don't see coming. Those be the ones where you having a hard time recovering from. Especially if you get attacked before you can even get in formation. Let me tell you something. Man, they know exactly the type of damage our people used to do. They know exactly what our people used to do. And they till this day, they're afraid. They still talk about Hannibal. They still talk about Spartacus. They may try to change the identity of these people, but they still have a great fear for you as men. And let me put this out here. I'm not trying to create any public outrage. I'm not trying to build any militias. I'm not trying to tell anybody to go out here and take matters into their own hands. I'm simply talking about survival in case of a pending civil war. All right? I'm simply speaking about survival in case of a pending civil war. Because look, all the ingredients have been laid out on the table for people to lose their damn minds. Unemployment skyrocket. A lot of idle time, a lot of isolation among the people, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of demon possession on the people throughout the CERN program. They out here creating stargates, opening the portals to hell. People are getting possessed. All these traffic infractions. Look, people are getting killed on the road nowadays. Road rage is getting turned up. I mean, it's a lot going on in the world. When you can see people changing their demeanor, you just gotta look. You gotta learn how to navigate. Even if you dealing with customer service in any way, people just frustrated, aggravated, irritated. The world is getting pissed off, right? Like the days of Noah. In the days of Noah, there was partying going on, but there was also anarchy going on. There was a lot of civil wars in the days of Noah. And if you thinking this system is going to get any better, you're sadly mistaken. Allow me to be the bearer of bad news. Allow me to be the realist for you for a second. As a man, you got to get ready. You got to get ready to stand your ground and hold it down. You got to be ready to die for your family. That's what it's about, man. It's time for men to be men again. When you dealing with women, you got to be a man about everything. Men don't have no reason to lie to women whatsoever. Only reason you would have to lie to somebody is because you look at that person as the authoritative figure. Like some of you brothers be lying to the police. You lying to the feds. If you really see the woman as your help, she's the help. What the hell do you need to lie to her for? You need to keep it 1,000 wow at all times. I'm telling you right now, because listen, real women respect honesty. Real women want a choice. When they dealing with a man, they want to know what to expect. They want to be able to make a decision rather or not that you are the person they want to deal with. You as a man got to be transparent. It's going to come a time where we become tribal once again. It's inevitable. Everything in history repeats itself. Are you men ready to be tribal? I'm speaking to other men who one day are going to have to build with their brothers in peace. I'm speaking to men who one day who are going to have to lead a tribe. And it may be numerous families among that tribe, among that campaign, that camp. How many brothers are truly ready to have humility among each other? How many? How many brothers are truly ready to be among other people without trying to destroy another brother, without trying to mash on another man's wife? A lot of these guys out here that you see right now, when everything hit the fan, they're going to be the first ones to go. Their emotions is going to tear them apart. If you a man, look, let me just put this out here. We preaching today, right? If you a man who have been through some things in your childhood, it's about time that you heal from your childhood trauma. You got to recognize that this world is unforgiving. All right? This world don't have no mercy for you. It's time for you to cast down all imaginations, as the Bible says. Cast down all imaginations of your past. And it's time to live in the present. It's time to prepare right now. It's time to focus on the future. You can't lead a damn thing if you still hurt about things that you done been through. You got to heal those wounds, brothers. Because ain't nobody about to have no sympathy for you as a man. Ain't nobody about to give a damn about what you done been through. I think about some of the warriors of old and how they were imprisoned for decades, how they were thrown in lions' manes, how they had to go through some of the roughest wars. Some of these men had their whole families taken from them. Some of these men had their whole village burnt down as they were children. Could you imagine being a child, watching your whole village burn down and you hiding somewhere? You hiding, watching everybody in your village burn, completely be destroyed. watching the women get raped, and then you get away, and you still got to live your life. It's somebody out there who always got it worse than you do. Always. You could talk about what you've been through all day. As a man, personally, I hate talking about what I've been through unless it's a learning experience. Unless it's something for you to learn from it, I don't talk about it. Because I know it's somebody who got it way worse than me. It's somebody out there who in jail right now. Rikers Island. Right now for some crime that they ain't even damn do. And they've been there for 20, 30, 40 years for something they ain't even do. And some of them brothers get out of jail and still got their head up. Because they did the time, they ain't let the time do them. We got some strong people. We got warriors in our nation. Do you know how strong you got to be as a man to face life in jail for something you ain't doing? You fighting your case the whole time and your head is up and you still thinking that you gonna get free and you got faith in the Most High till he finally popped that gate and you out? That's courage. That's strength. That's a man. The so-called millennials, Generation X, whatever the hell you want to call it. We've been through a great deal of psychological warfare. We've been through a great deal of spiritual warfare. But if you look at the current climate of the world, if you look at how a lot of these politicians are aiming towards taking away the Second Amendment, if you really put a gauge on what's taking place in society, you know that you got to get ready physically too. We got to get ready. We all got to get ready. We got to get ready. We got to learn how to eat once a day. Simple things like that. I know a lot of us used to eating 3 square meals a day. Some of us got to get used to eating once a day. You know? Some of us got to get in the habit of walking more, running more, exercising more. Some of us got to get in the habit of going days without eating. Some of us got to learn how to dry fast. No water at all. Just dry fast for a couple days. Because look, as men, listen, with all the luxuries that we used to, especially if you from within the states, if you from within the states, you used to Uber Eats, you used to McDonald's, Burger King, KFC. You used to everything delivered right to you. They got you stagnated, comfortable, complacent, everything. We got to get out of that thought process. I mean, it takes some strong psychological warfare to make natural-born warriors as complacent as we become as men. I mean, it had to take some real psychological warfare. You had to create and design a certain construct to make us the way we are. But, you know, it's time for men to be men again. Somebody said, how do I lose 75 pounds of fat? Intermittent fasting can help you lose a lot of fat. Intermittent fasting is when you eat once a day, or you have an eating window. You got 24 hours in a day. In those 24 hours, you can have a 4-hour eating window, a 6-hour eating window, or an 8-hour eating window. But if you're trying to lose 75 pounds of body fat, I would recommend you just go warrior diet. Warrior diet is 1 meal a day at the same time every day or every night. 1 meal, just one. Get plenty of exercise, lift weights, do cardio. And I'm saying everything I'm saying to y'all, I'm saying it to myself. I'm trying to get myself together. You know, age can catch up to us. You know, we don't get no damn younger. So, you know, we all gotta work on certain things and get ready. And I'm gonna also say this, man. Look, when you a man and that's in you, sometimes that warrior spirit just gonna come out. You'll be surprised the type of strength the Most High give you when it's time to get down, man. When things get real. You'll be surprised what type of tenacity and courage that you get when you protecting your family. Straight up. Straight up like that. Yeah. Let's see. Somebody said that Chinese food made with rats for them chickens. I don't know about that. Last time I talked about Chinese food in a negative way, they said my video was inappropriate. So I ain't even gonna I ain't even gonna go there, bro. I don't know. Y'all be surprised some of the things that's deemed inappropriate. So I don't even know why. I think it was because right around the time everything hit the fan with covert. But somebody says that Chipotle. Yeah, we gotta get in the habit of cooking at home, man. We gotta get in the habit of cooking at home. We don't know what the hell is in this food. I know a lot of people are becoming vegetarians and vegans. You don't know what the hell is in that food. You don't know what the hell what's in that meatless patty you eating. They call it the Impossible Burger, but it tastes just like a damn burger. You don't know what the hell you eating. Y'all better watch the movie Soylent Green. How the hell it tastes like a burger? It got grease, it got blood, but this ain't no burger. What am I eating here? What am I eating? If you're gonna be a vegetarian or a vegan, don't eat no vegan meat. And for those who don't know, a lot of vegan dishes, they use a lot of mushrooms, and a lot of mushrooms grown within the states actually grow out of feces. It actually grows out of manure. You don't want that. You better off eating a steak and cheese. You better off getting that Philly steak and cheese up in you. That's what you better off doing. Getting you a chicken sandwich. Than eating something that you don't know what the hell you eating. That's just straight up. You got a lot of these dudes who act like they more spiritual because they vegetarian and vegan. You don't even know what the hell you eating half the time. I went to a vegan restaurant because I like to switch it up. I'll eat vegan food, I'll eat vegetarian food, you know, and then I eat my steak, my chicken, whatever. I went to this vegetarian restaurant, which I already did a video about all this on Patreon. I actually got all my sources on Patreon to prove everything I'm saying to y'all right now. But I went to this restaurant, man. I looked at the menu. There was some nachos on the menu. I was like, man, I want some of them nachos right there. It looked like meat on the top of the nachos. I'm like, what is this? I asked the young man, I'm like, hey, bro, you know, what is this on the nachos? Oh, that's vegan meat, sir. It's vegan meat. I'm like, well, what is it? He like, it's vegan meat. I'm like, what plant is it from? What vegetable is this? He like, you know what, sir, honestly, I don't even know. He like, honestly, I can't even tell you. I said, yeah, take that off. I don't want no vegan meat. Just give me the vegan cheese. I know the cheese is made out of nuts and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, get that on off my tray. I'll take nachos with the vegan cheese and the jalapenos and all that, but yeah, you can keep those. Yeah. And for those who don't know, the Bible has dietary laws. Follow those laws, can't go wrong. Yeah, Geraldo, thank you for the super chat. It says you could throw hands, big bro. Thank you, family. I'm working on it, fam. I'm working on it. If you see me now, from those 2 weeks ago when I posted that video, oh, bruh, trust and believe. It's more power to it. I've had it for 2 more weeks. I've had that punching bag for 2 more weeks. My left hand is coming stronger than the right now, bro. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be ambidextrous in a couple months. The left is ready. I mean, the strength is ready. I mean, the balance is there. I mean, I'm getting ready, bro. I'm getting ready. I'm not saying I'm Mike Tyson or nothing, but I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. And hey, speaking of Mike Tyson, now that we all in here, y'all, did y'all see the Lil Boosie hot boxing with Mike Tyson? Y'all see that? Good gracious, that had to be hands down the most awkward. That had to be the most awkward interview I ever seen in my entire life, bro. That dude Mike Tyson is weird, bro. He real weird. That dude is real weird, bro. But I don't know, man. I'm at the point where I hope Roy Jones win at this point. I was listening to y'all must have forgot. I was listening to Unstoppable. Can't be touched, can't be moved. We came to get crump. Yeah, I've been listening to Roy Jones music, man, and low key, it hypes you up, man. I hope Roy put up a fight, man. I hope he do his thing in there. I want to see that joint. Somebody said they say Mike a female, LOL. Oh man, y'all gotta be stopped, bro. Yeah, somebody said whole U.S. no Rikers Island. Oh, what? Somebody said punch drunk. Y'all wild. Y'all must be stopped. Yeah, some people seen that interview. That joint was crazy, bro. That joint was crazy. Miss King says the gladiators were strong men fighting till death. Indians and even those Vikings was to the death. Just saying that the cowards were killed. Who does a woman turn to if not the Lord and her man? See, I like that. See, even the women letting us know, look, they want to see us sharpen our swords up. They want to see us sharpen our swords up and get on that battlefield. And listen, everything I'm saying, it ain't necessarily physical. That's the thing. When we say sharpen our sword, we talking about get right with them scriptures. Because listen, it's time for us to spiritually mature too. It's time for us to elevate. See, the women of old, man, they like when they seen they men put on the chest plate, put on the armor, throw the helmet on. Give them that kiss on the forehead and be like, look, I'm about to go to war. I'm going out there, it's on, it's going down. You know what I'm saying? Women was like, yeah, this man right here, a warrior. Some of the women wasn't even afraid. They already knew that man had that spirit in him, that he was gonna make it back. She already knew. Telling you, man, it's time, brothers. It's time for us to become men again, man. All the damn back and forth and gossiping and all this little sissy type of energy that's going on, man. Like a lot of these dudes, man, that's why I never can really be around a lot of brothers, man. I enjoy the company of women, no disrespect, but a lot of brothers, not all brothers, unless you are a certified real one, I can't be around a lot of brothers, man, because you got to watch these brothers. They got women tendencies, bro. Real talk. They got real, like, female tendencies. Like, they be really, like, watching you and comparing themselves to you. Like, that's not somebody you want to be around, you know? I know growing up, I ain't really want to be around a lot of these cats. I learned that early in high school, that a lot of these dudes, man, they ain't right. And then some of them, like, I know you brothers can relate to this. When we talking to all of this talk that we talking today, understand that I'm not talking about hyper masculinity right now. I'm not talking about every man has to be a warrior. Some men are just thinking men. Some men are scholarly. You understand? What's real is you being you. Be who you gonna be. You know, be genuine. Be a genuine person. You know what I'm saying? Be true to yourself. You know, every man not gonna be the same, but be real. Be real with yourself. Be real with others. Don't be insecure. Don't be always comparing yourself to other men. Don't be covetous. Don't be vain. Like, have some depth to yourself as a man. Like, do you know how many men lack depth? I mean, just straight up lack it. Like, As a man, you got to begin to study. You got to really show yourself approved and learn what's going on. You got to be aware. You got to know what's going on in your environment. You know, have some depth to yourself. How you gonna get a woman if you can't teach her a damn thing? If you can't show her nothing, bro, like you can't give her no type of information that's gonna help her life. If that woman feel like she know more than you, how's she gonna follow you? You don't know nothing. And we gotta learn. I understand. A lot of us brothers got baggage. And what I'm about to tell y'all is something I learned myself. When you meet a woman, right? I'm about to put y'all on to something. And you really like this woman. You really like her. You really, really like her. You can see her being a wife. Don't give that woman your baggage. I know you want to tell her the world. You want to tell her everything you've been through. You want to tell her, your life story. You want to tell her everything. You want to open up, right? Just gonna be real with you, brothers. You gotta stop that. You gotta stop that because automatically you messing up y'all's natural position. Let her tell you everything. Like, listen, ain't nothing wrong with being a little bit mysterious in your life. If you don't want to talk about the past, like real men, we don't really want to talk about all that. This happened, that happened. And I know there's some ladies out there, like, tell me what you've been through, There's some women that will pry at you. Like, I'm talking about, they will totally pry at you, bro. They want to know everything, I know you've been hurt, and all. Like, honestly, that's kind of annoying to me. I'm not no scorned man. I'm a grown man. I ain't with all that. But as men, you got to take that position, man. You can't be giving them all that baggage, man. It's gonna totally pervert the nature of y'all's relationship. Totally. Yeah, somebody said pillow talk. Facts. You don't need all that pillow talk, man. Matter of fact, if y'all on some pillows, she should be asleep. Yeah. Men gotta be men again. You should be putting her to sleep. You put her down. You could be a saint out there in these streets. Look, you could be a saint all day. You could be a holy man in these streets. But when it's time to go, you got to get that warrior spirit when it's time to get down. You hear me? She's supposed to have drool coming out her mouth, brothers. Men got to be men again. You supposed to be, look, she's supposed to be comatose. Comatose. Yeah. You supposed to be able to look at yourself like a gladiator after you done took care of that business that you taking care of. Real talk. It's real talk. Men got to be men again. Real talk, brothers. Sometimes, right? It's a time for everything. Sometimes you can't have an R&B playing. No. You can't always have the R&B playing, brothers. No, sometimes you got to put that go-go music on. I'm about to put y'all on. You got to put that reggae on sometimes. And if you really on it, put some of that real rock and roll on there if you have to. You understand? Whatever floats your boat. But anyway, man, you know what it is, man. You brothers we gotta become men again. Men gotta become men again, straight up. Stop. I know a lot of women these days, they be looking for men that's gonna spoil them. They be looking for men to spoil them. Them women need to hear you tell them, hell no. They ask you for something, no. That's it. Word is bond, that's how you gotta carry it. And guess what? A lot of these women these days, they used to hearing yes all the time. They used to being spoiled. They used to getting everything they want. They need you to tell them no. They need you to tell them hell no. I'm telling you. Man, y'all already know how we do on these live streams, man. We keep them nothing short but interactive. I see y'all in here cracking up at me, man. I'm just telling y'all the real, bro. I don't know no other way to say this, man. We just got to man the hell up. Somebody said they like their ears tickled. Hey, If you're dealing with a woman that like her ears tickled, she might not be the right one. I want a woman who want to hear the real deal. I want a woman who want to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly, straight up. Not have them told something that they want to hear. No, I want to be able to give you a decision. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said comical segment. Yeah, you know. I think the history lesson is already done. You know, we can have a good time on these live streams, man. My live from yesterday, it went on Patreon. I put that joint on Patreon, man. Y'all want to see that? That's a real good one, especially for you fathers out there who got trifling baby mamas. You'll love that live stream from yesterday. You really will, man. It'll really motivate you to stay on the right track. And it'll make sure that you're careful with your seeds. Actually, that's the name of it. And if you don't follow me on Patreon, man, y'all missing out on a lot of good content. I advise you go over there and, you know, follow me on Patreon at patreon.com/newbreed. Somebody said, hold on. Somebody said use screen time to block porn and add the porn sites on content restrictions. Yeah, whatever you got to do, man. And see, a lot of people don't understand how big of a role the porn industry has had on men. Number one, you got to understand that your seed is one of the most powerful forces known to man because it can create life to its fullest potential. It can create an astronaut, a doctor, a scientist. Like when you make a baby, that baby can grow up and just be something great. Now, imagine you're watching these flicks. You on these tablets, screens, monitors, phones, whatever. And you just releasing all that life force. Like you're literally giving your life force up to seducing spirits, to the succubus demon. In the spiritual realm, something is gaining instant gratification. And you're literally being drained. Essentially, you're being drained of your manhood. That's why testosterone levels drop. That's why you're not able to think as clear. You get fatigued. You get depressed. You start experiencing dehydration on a high level. Like you're literally feeding this demonic system your energy, brothers. Like it's important, man. The porn thing, that's one of the things that we all have to overcome as men. We truly do. We truly got to overcome it. We got to make that a lifestyle change to just like get rid of that. Because I'm going to tell you, that's another thing that they didn't have in the times of old. That's another obstacle that these satanic madmen have created for real men. Because we love women, but it could be a very unnatural affection. It could be a very perverted affection if you introduce it and package it in that way. You understand? So these mad satanic evil people, they created the porn industry. Back in those days, in times of old, they didn't have to deal with that. Women were covered up. You know what I'm saying? Women were, you know, they were chaste. They dressed as a virtuous woman should dress. Like you had to be really looking real hard to be, you know, like, damn, look at her underneath all that thick robe right there. You know, it wasn't like it is now. Now, everywhere you turn, billboards, radio, music, your computer, everywhere, it's just sex, sex, sex. It's everywhere, bro. I mean, no matter where you turn. They spend billions upon billions of dollars on marketing to lure men in. And I mean, we got to overcome that too. That's a big feat to overcome. That's probably man's number one weapon that he has to conquer. His number one vice or problem, pardon me, that he has to overcome. Yeah, Marion Slaughter said it right. Temptation is everywhere. Somebody said, do you have a Gmail? Yeah, it's kingbreed404@gmail.com. Yeah, facts. Yeah, somebody said those golden days are gone. Yeah, somebody said we're just completely depleted of our energy. Facts. Like we talk a lot about energy vampires. Man, one of the biggest energy vampires is your damn phone, your laptop, your tablet. That is probably the biggest energy vampire. We talk about people being energy vampires. Sometimes it's your computer. Yeah. Sometimes it's that tablet you got. Sometimes you your own damn energy vampire. You ain't got no energy because you giving your energy to spirits. You're entertaining spirits. Telling you, we gotta overcome that, man. I know that women are beautiful. They're beautiful creatures. I mean, they're made that way. But you gotta understand this too. Satan was called the most beautiful angel in heaven. So of course he's gonna fall down and use the most beautiful creation that God made. Yeah, Satan is going to use the most beautiful creation to destroy mankind. Thank you for the super chat, family. Fallen angels taught humanity how to make mirrors and make up sounds. Silly, but we aren't supposed to have this on Earth. Overstimulation. Hashtag Enoch. Facts. Facts. Now we become vain and dopamine addicts because if of what the fallen angels have taught. And if you haven't read the book of Enoch, I advise y'all to read that book. It breaks down a lot of knowledge with how these fallen angels taught mankind certain things which corrupted us. And it's interesting, the brother just brung up, mirror gazing. It's interesting he brung that up. Or he didn't bring up mirror gazing, he brung up mirrors, pardon me. But you see how you got mirror gazing now. Now all these brothers want to stare in the damn mirror, using the mirror as a medium to channel in some type of spirit, which is called scrying, if you look it up. I mean, it's all spiritual, y'all. It's all spiritual. Yeah. Somebody said, yeah. Amarion said, the conscious community. Facts. That's why we ask them all the time, what God you serving? What God you serving? Is it the Most High God, or is it yourself? Is it the gods of Egypt? Is it the Greek gods? What God do you serve? That's what we got to ask these brothers, man. The God I serve is the Most High God, and it says he's a man of war. And that's why we're talking about warfare in this video. We was talking about warfare in this video. We was talking about a variety of things as men. Some of the things that we got to conquer and overcome in order to be the fervent, powerful leaders of the new earth to come that we're supposed to be. And hopefully this video helped you out in your walk and your journey. If so, thumb the video up, hit it with a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, hit the thing with a thumbs down. All right? All in all, it's always a pleasure and honor in building with like-minded individuals, people who are looking forward, because I'm gonna just say this before I close out. I wanna say that I highly appreciate each and every one of y'all, brothers and sisters who send super chats, brothers and sisters who watch all my videos, brothers and sisters who send cash apps and help with the work. I appreciate everybody who just thumb up the videos when they watching it. I want y'all to know, man, I truly love y'all. Y'all in my heart all the time. Y'all keep me motivated. It's a breath of fresh air to have people who actually want to better themselves and truly don't mind looking at the world for what it is. It's an honor to build with people who could think outside of the box and they're not caught up in the status quo of normative behavior or normative thought processes. It's an honor and pleasure just to have people who are real. And even if I'm off, you brothers hold me down. And because we all have off days, we all go through problems, we all have our personal lives. But I want y'all to know, man, I got genuine love for y'all, man, for real. I got genuine love for my people. And this is what it's all about, just coming together and building. Although these screens and monitors may be separating us, we still together spiritually. And every day y'all on my heart, and I hope y'all pray for me because those are the type of people I need. People who gonna pray for me. Please pray for me. Pray for me, and I'm gonna pray for you. But love y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed evening. Till next time. With that being said, shalom and peace.